Hello everyone, my name is Webweaver and welcome back to another episode of It's Look Who It Is. It's Look Who It Is. It's Look Who It Is. So, one of the things that I actually realized recently here was that the reason why, I don't know if you remember, like a long time ago, I would say, encoding overloaded, you piece, at the beginning of every episode. And the reason for that is when you boot up World of Horror for the first time, if you have it in full screen mode like I do, or at least the weird full screen mode that I managed to get out by messing with the settings over and over and over again until I glitched it to look like this, because I haven't seen anybody else have a setup like this. You know, whenever I watch somebody stream World of Horror, it's always like, oh, you know, what they look like is what they have, like the border, or they have the computer screen, or they have like theirs does not look like mine, so I don't really know how I managed to do this. But when you go into the whatchamacallit, when you alt tab and tab back in for the first time, curious birthmark, huh? When you alt tab double old start, the old double O strat, when you alt tab back in for the first time, what ends up happening is you basically, like, it freezes your computer, like, temporarily, and then after that you can alt tab out of the game as many times as you want. So before I start the recording, I'll always, like, alt tab once or twice before I start the recording, so that I can just safely alt tab without causing my computer any undue stress. It's really weird. It's a little bit silly. So the nightmare begins again. You're goddamn right. Now listen, I have there's like 80 million things to talk about because the world has gone crazy. You know, we're going into World War III apparently. That's pretty scary. I mean, really, there's no, like, you can't really pivot that at all, you know? It's just kind of like you drop that, and it's like, okay, well, I guess that's the tone of the conversation for the next, like, 20 minutes, but we'll just awkwardly pivot away from that. One thing that's been really pissing me off lately, because I got reminded of it, that is, don't worry, this is not serious, this is a fun little anecdote here. Well, actually, it's not really a fun little anecdote here, because I think it's a worrying trend in the streaming content creator space. But it's not really a trend, but like it is kind of a trend, like people do it. School scissors, sailors, nails, Crimson Cape mermaids. I guess we can just do a little moonlit sailors as a treat. We can do school scissors. If it's a boss, we got a gun. That's the, you know, you run into an unexpected boss battle, you got an old shotgun with 2 shells, it's time to lock it in. But Simple Flips, shoutouts to Simple Flips, by the way, announced like this new no sleep stream where last time he did like a glitter bomb thing, right? And the whole point of that glitter bomb was you had to press the button like once every hour, and people could like donate a certain amount of money to make the timer go down, and then it would start beeping really, really loudly. And if you didn't press the button fast enough, then the glitter bomb would explode and ruin the streaming room. Now, I don't necessarily have anything against that. The problem that I have with is that it was a no-sleep challenge, basically, because you had to essentially make it to where you either stay up the whole time, or you are able to press the, like, you sleep for a little bit, like you take a micro nap, and then you immediately wake up, and then you hit the button, right? And so I don't like the idea of stuff like that because it's like, you know, it's very... How do I put it? Do a little 80-80 and then see where we're at. We can take a little bit of damp. Dodging is faster. Now, is it gonna work? It did. Thank you so much. Oh, wow, we can just, that's actually goated. We can actually just guarantee that we don't miss here. That's wonderful. But the thing is, I'm gonna be honest, when somebody's like that sleep deprived, And listen, we've done some sleep deprivation content before, but that's just because I have insomnia, you know? That's the whole shtick, you know? Is that I literally sometimes can't sleep. It's the other one. There we go. Is that I literally sometimes can't sleep, and so I'll, like, turn on the recording and record something for, like, 40 minutes before I go to bed, because I literally just can't sleep. Like, I'm staring at the ceiling, I can't sleep. I know the melatonin hasn't kicked in yet. You know, record something for 20, 30 minutes, then the melatonin, then go lie down, then 10 minutes later the melatonin kicks in, you know? So, I don't endorse, like, you know, sleep deprivation content that's, like, you know, external. I should look at something here. Ooh, it's a boss fight? Ooh. That's not the best, actually. And because of that, we're gonna have to do something like this. We have to get a little bit quirky at night. 50, 60, 75? 50, 75? Ooh, 50, 75. We're not running the gambit. We're not running the gauntlet. How do we want to do this? Can we do like 85, 80? We can do 95, 80. That's 85, and then a 90. It's a little weird, but we got there in the end. But there's the new Glitter Bomb challenge that just got announced. And, you know, the whole point of these things is they're to, like, rapidly push to sub-goals. And they are, like, really fun events where you would say in chat, I was here, right? But the thing about them is, like, I don't really, like... Listen, I'm used to not having sleep. Because it's very difficult for me to sleep. But, like, I know a lot of people who, if they pull an all-nighter, or if they, like, drink coffee really late at night, they're like, fucked for a week, dude. And so it's just, like, it's a more brutal challenge where you can't even sleep this time, because there's, like, random RNG elements to it. It's, like, I don't know, man. I don't really think it's, like, healthy or good for you, or, like, you should do that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I mean, we could just hit, like... We can probably just kill you. We don't really need to shoot the other bullet, because you had 20 max HP for some reason. Now, we kind of took, like, 80 million damage, but, you know, wasn't really a better thing that we could have done, I think, for a Mystery 1. What do we got? Sailors, Nails, Crimson Cape, Mermaids? I mean, I almost want to say, like, maybe we could go, like, Crimson Cape right now and just rest a couple of times before the boss. This is a curse, right? And it's not really something that we're worried about right now. That's for years down the line, Moriko. That's for therapy. That's what therapy's for. But here's the thing, you know, ringing ears, that goes away at the end of the mystery, and there are some curses that we cannot suffer right now, so... You know, you might just have to lock it in, Moriko. My, etc., speedrun. I don't know what it is about, like, that stuff, where it's like, hey, you know, you have to, like, do, like, this big marathon where you're not allowed to sleep, and you gotta go, 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 go. You do, like, this one, like, you burn bright as a star for, like, 1 week, where you do this crazy, like... you know, 5-day challenge, and everybody's subscribing, everybody's cheering for you, but it's a little bit self-destructive, you know? It's not good for your... I mean, it's literally not good for your physical health at all. And it can't be good for your mental health either, right? And also, this is the selfish part of the member of the audience speaking, but literally some of my least favorite Simple Flips videos are the videos that got clipped individually from those streams and then just uploaded as regular videos, which I know why you have to do that is because you got to get as much out of that as possible because you were, like, literally in hell and agony for that. So it makes perfect sense. I don't know why I'm opting into, like, 80 million Doom and Curses when I could have just rested. That's why. Me when the fumes are fetid. It's fine, honestly. Honestly, we could get rid of holes. Stalker is a little bit bad going immediately into this, but we're gonna get rid of holes probably. We're gonna get rid of holes right now. This is, actually not that great now that I think about it. You're gonna do 4 damage, aren't you? Oh, you're doing 3? Beautiful, perfect. Now, with that being said, so you're doing 1 if we block. But I want to get a full turn of attacking in before I do anything here. So we're just going to do a little 8 damage as a treat. Akamanto swings his knife. Now what we're going to do is we're going to forget the spell, then we're going to brace for impact, and we need to do... I mean, how much have you ever lost on a coin toss? That's pretty bad, actually. How much can we do with a... I mean, we can reliably do 17 damage, so I guess we just don't even chance it, we don't even worry about it. We just take you down to 17, you take us down to 1, and then we get a little prep. Your attack, fire the weapon, and then you have a 90% chance to kill him. Ooh. It's that easy, chat. Now, it's actually not easy at all, and we're kind of in hell, and we're gonna need to level up to restore our sanity. All because we got put into the other world at the end there, by the way. And listen, the other world is a scary place. The other world is a terrifying place, and also, like, something about the other world that you might think is a little bit underrated. We need, like, an easy mystery here. And I guess that's going to be mermaids, because I don't really have any items to discard. I mean, we have the Crestfallen Mask, I guess, but I don't know. I'm a little skeptical, a little scared. We need an easy, smooth sailing mystery. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the spectacle of, like, ooh, if the streamer falls asleep at the wrong time, the glitter bomb might destroy their setup. Like, that's a little cruel, isn't it? Like, that's a little... Like, where's the joy in that, you know? It just seems a little mean. It's like, why would I want the streamer who entertains me to have their setup destroyed? Like, I don't want that. Like, why would I want that at all? I don't know. Why would I want that at all? We get down to desperation if it misses, so... You know, you're gonna hate me for this. Actually, let's not even gamble. Don't even gamble, lad. Don't even joke. Should've gambled. Should've gambled. When in doubt, gamble. When you are worried about winning, gamble. Should always gamble. Every single time, you should always gamble. Every single time. When you have a guaranteed opportunity or a guaranteed outcome versus gambling, you should always gamble. This is not life advice. Do not do this. Under any circumstance, do not do this. Me when the fumes are fetid, it's so true, bestie. I'm kind of like in hell here. Like, our sanity never really recovered. Like, at all. Our stamina never really recovered, but we were planning around that. But the sanity part, because of the stupid other world. Because here's the thing, we couldn't resist, because if we resisted, then that would have been -2 stamina. I'm pretty sure, because the other one is the curse, right? Oh, shit, I don't remember, actually. Which doorway that leads you to the other world is minus stamina, and which one's the curse? Because the curse would have been fine. Anyways, what the hell are we doing here? Get me out of here, bro. Bro, get me out of here, bro. Bro, get me out of here, bro. I don't want to be here. I want to get my restless bonus. I want to pet my dog, who is lying very awkwardly on my my lap right now. Like, I was trying to arrange my lap in a way that she could lie down, and there's a way that I can sit where she can lie down, but before I was able to sit in that way, she basically, like, I raised my left knee, which caused my left leg to, like, be like a slope, which she then started resting half of her body on the left leg, and then my right leg, or my right knee, which was not raised, and actually, like, closer to the floor, so it was sloped downwards, That's the leg that she's, like, currently resting her head on. And so it's like, she's, like, diagonal. And it's like, I don't know why you would do this, but, like, you're lying down. I guess you're fine. I would have preferred to, like, make my lap in a way that I could have sat comfortably, but as long as you're comfortable, then that's fine, I guess. But the secret betrayal would be we're both not comfortable, and she just didn't let me position my lap in a way that we both could have been comfortable. That would be like the disaster. That would be the ultimate betrayal. But hey, can't complain about petting my dog. Well, I can complain about the knee pain, because my knees are in a very weird spot where one of them is slightly raised up and one of them is slightly lowered, and neither of them are, like, actually firmly planted on the floor. They're both kind of, like, in a weird spot where they're putting pressure on my feet. So, actually, I can complain a lot. But not about petting my dog, because that's always peen. That's always peak. Okay, so... how are we feeling right now? Improvise, leadership, art knowledge. I mean, art knowledge is the go. And then I think I might be a little bit crazy, but we're gonna take a point of sanity. A drop of sanity, okay? A drop of sanity. A crumb of sanity, okay? Now we're looking at this. Noisy nails, moonlit sailors. Both of these are awful, but I have a plan, okay? I have a plan. I have a plan, chat. I'm still thinking about what the ideal way to do this plan is. Hasty 8 is, not what you wanted to see. So this is 3 Doom, right? And this is 2 Stamina. So, the problem is we don't have a 4th thing to discard, because I definitely want to eat the lump of flesh and use the Crestfallen Mask. But to do that, I need another item. How do I get another item? You're goddamn right. What's the final mystery? The freaking, noisy nails? So, I mean, why do I even care about this? I literally have never had a reason to go to the police station until now, because, like, it's noisy nails, bro. It's noisy nails and moonlit sailors. It's all smooth sailing from here. So check this out, okay? We're gonna discard the handcuffs. We're gonna discard the painkillers. And then, if we need to, we can Crestfallen Mask and rest 3 times to get 3 stamina and 3 reason. When we could have alternatively gotten 2 stamina. Like, is that the tech or what? Like, look at this. 3 Doom. 6 Doom. 9 Doom. Oh shit, the mansion is doomed. That's fine, we got a global event, that's okay. Oh shit, the mansion is doomed. Don't worry, 50% Doom never killed anybody. Yo, that's like we scammed the mansion, bro. We scammed the mansion. That's awesome. Look at that. Okay, Magician glitched. So we can't run away from you. You're a son of a gun. We can only attack twice. Actually, that's not true. Would you rather do 10 damage or 10 damage? I mean, a little bit of Doom did kill somebody, so do keep that in mind. Do keep that in mind. A little bit of Doom did hurt somebody. Just a little bit, though. A lot of Doom? Nah, that's sunk cost fallacy at that point. That's sunk cost fallacy. Okay, we're gonna dodge, I think. And then we're gonna try to attack. And then that brings you down to 9. And then we can either do 10 damage or 10 damage. You know what I mean? We can do 10 damage or 10 damage. Would you rather have 10 damage or 10 damage? Alright, we're balling, we're balling. Okay, but my knee is really starting to hurt. I should not have held my knee in this position for like 20 minutes. Don't worry, it's fine. But here's the thing, I would be the monster if I moved my dog, though. You know what I mean? Like, if an animal is, like, lying down around you, and you moving would cause... Oh, hell yes. If you moving would cause that animal to, like, move or, like, get up or be uncomfortable for whatever reason, like they're leaning on you or something, so if you move, they would fall over. If you move, you're the monster. Irredeemable scum. So, you gotta sometimes strike the position if it means that your dog can lie down. Even if that's like, my knee really hurts. Don't worry though, in between recordings, that's fair game for moving. Because that means that you can actually just get up and walk around. That's how the rules are, right? That's how the rules work. You can't do that during, you can't do that during recordings, but in between recordings you can move. That's how it works, right? Because then that means that the dog has been resting for like 30 minutes. Yo, Stalker's Mask versus the Stalker. Let's go. Whoa! My dog is trying to now... Okay, she's moving, not me. She's now watching the world of horror. She is a viewer alongside you. Except she does have more control on what's happening in the video than you are, because this video is in the past and you are in the future. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. You're in the future from my perspective, but you're in the present from your perspective, and I'm in the past from your perspective, but this is actually the present for me. So, you know. I like how some things cause you reason damage and some things don't, so it's like you run away from a screaming woman and that's just a little bit of doom as a treat. But that's not, like, sanity loss. I think if I heard, like, somebody screaming... and I saw the person who was attacking them, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here before the person kills me, and then I turn away and I run, and I hear the screaming in the background, I feel like that would do a little bit, just a teensy bit of sanity damage to me. That would be a little bit bad for my mental, you know? I'd get a little tilted. I'd have bad mental for running it down my lane, you know? I would make a simple mistake and then get ego killed by the Darius, because I had a bad mental. Get your level 1 cheese, and then I dominate the lane later. You're goddamn right I do. It's true. I don't know, bro. Let's just take the... Do we just take the Doom? Like, we just take the Doom as, like, a little treat. 3% Doom. 69% Doom never hurt anybody. But it led to people getting hurt, so... Lump of Flesh, by the way. Lump of Flesh diff? Lump of Flesh diff, I think. And by that I should mean Fast Swimmer diff, for sure. Okay, so this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna do an all-out attack. We're gonna use the Lump of Flesh, and now it's time to kill you. We were at 2 stamina, and so now you're dead. So this is gonna do 9, so keep that in mind. It's doing 9 damage. So you're done. You're done. You're dead. You're cooked. And hey, Stalker's Mask actually got value. Name a more iconic duo, by the way. World of Horror and Men in Suits. It's like the most iconic thing in this game. There are so many guys in suits. Some of them are human, even. So what are we looking at here? Doom. -3, -3, -3, -6, -3, -9, -3. That's actually terrifying, bro. That's crazy. That's max sanity, so we don't have to care about that. I don't know why I did it like that, but I did. Second mystery was Crimson Cape. I remember we did that early because we had bullets. CQC training is crazy work, by the way. I mean, just give me the perception, bro. Put the perception in the bag. If we were a little tighter on Doom, what we could have done is we could have used the level up to heal stamina over the threshold, but that would require me to, like, actually pay attention and calculate what's going on, when instead I could just, like, rest until I'm full health, and then just YOLO up the lighthouse. So, you know, you can do whatever the hell you want. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Have a good one. It was a pretty decent run for Moriko, honestly. Alright, I'll see you on the next episode of whatever you decide to watch next. Bye!